All right, InDesign. So here we are inside of InDesign, and I have a basic trifold brochure, and this is around Spidergate Cemetery in Leicester, Massachusetts, where I am from. So we've got 2 pages here. There's the second one, and we have text, but we also have images here. Now, traditionally, if you want to edit any bitmap images inside of your InDesign document, you have to edit them with Photoshop. However, recently, we also have the ability to do quick edits with Adobe Express. And you can see this is right now a beta feature. Now, when I first saw this, I sort of brushed it off. I was like, well, it's probably going to open it up in Adobe Express in my web browser. And, Express is pretty limited and so on. But when I actually tried it, I was surprised that it opened up as just a little image editor inside of InDesign itself. So if we click on our image and say edit with Adobe Express, it opens up a little dialog for us. So we can see here, there's a number of different things we can do. We can crop, remove background, erase, insert objects, remove objects, and so on. We've got the ability to automatically set our various levels. So if I click on that, it's going to enhance the image. Not a big change right there. But we can also go into adjustment. We can change the opacity, corners, just basic stuff, right? So if I go into adjust, I've got my general adjustment settings. I can increase the contrast, maybe take down the brightness a little bit, adjust the shadows, make those stones really pop out, saturation, warmth, these things, right? Yeah, so that sort of thing there. We can also go into effects here, and we've got some Photoshop filters, some tones. I'm not going to use any of these. And we can just say apply. So it'll save the project, and we can say what we want to do, right? Do we want to discard the changes? Do we want to replace the original image? Do we want to save it as a new image? So I'm going to say replace original. And then there we have it. It's replaced. Any of the changes we made inside of that Express dialog is now revealed inside of our InDesign document. Now, there is a caveat with this. This has to be an actual linked file in order for this to work. An embedded file may work as well. But if you've gone through and done something like a copy and paste from somewhere else inside of InDesign, it's not going to work. So if we look here, and yes, I do recognize that my layers are messed up here. We can see this is sign.jpg, right? And if we go into our links, we can see that sign.jpg is actually an actual image outside of this document. Graves as well, that's on the second page here, these little graves. So either of these we can actually use, but if we go into our content here and we click on this guy, notice it doesn't show up anywhere, right? We can see this is a pasted graphic. And with the pasted graphic, we don't get the ability in our contextual taskbar to actually adjust it or change it or edit it inside of Adobe Express like we do on an actual, honestly embedded or linked image. So if you paste something in, you're going to lose the ability to edit with Express. And that's basically it. This is a new thing in InDesign. I can imagine, despite my original misgivings, that this can be very useful for people who just need to make some small edits to their bitmap images and, don't really feel like leaving InDesign opening up Photoshop, dealing with all that. If you can make some small edits just with Express embedded in InDesign and have this workflow seamlessly, overwrite your original image or whatnot, that's a great option to have.